I think we had restart skip in the previous round, so we have to wait and see. Yeah, there's a restart skip, so we're not starting on Forgery. We're not starting on the longest map of the map pack.
Feels bad, man.
And it seems like we're starting on Pressure by Enisato.
Yeah, so it was the most likeliest to be an Enisato map because we have two of them. But with that, welcome to the first round. We have the second set of round of 8 matches coming up, which are the first round matches. And we're spectating the match between TMScotsman, DvinJo. Then we also have Sean and Babzify, who are battling out for 2 spots in the next round, in round number 2, which will be the quarterfinals already. And I'm Lucas Turbo, and I'll be accompanied by the beautiful and charming Geek. Hello, hello.
Oh, come on, hello, hello. Hope you guys are doing well for this wonderful day. We're on the second half of the round of 32 matches. We're starting off on Enisato's Pressure, world record of 55.718 by pack. As far as the other members are concerned, the fastest member here is Scotsman with a 56.005, followed by DvinJo with a .145. And yeah, I guess Sean with the 56.555, and then Baz with a 56.728. We're still hovering around the 56s, but very, very close to actually breaking to the 55s for Scotty here.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen consistent 55s time from Pack in the previous match, but we cannot compare that with Pack, of course. But guys, I'm quickly explaining you the format again, because we have a different format. We have reverse Cupmode. Every player starts with 130 points, and you lose points to your respective position. The better your placement is, the less points you lose. For first place, you lose 2 points. For second place, you lose 6. Third place loses 8 points, and then last place loses 9 points. Your goal is to not reach 0 points. If you have 0 points, you will activate finals mode, and finals mode in reverse cup mode means that you cannot afford to lose or DNF a round. And we also see a mistake here already from TMScotsman, as I just wanted to start here. So Scotty doesn't look too good. So you don't want to lose our DNF round if you had 0 points. And if you DNF a round in the course of a match where you want to still lose points, you lose 12 points instead of 9. So Scotty already with a bad start here into the race. We have DvinJo and Sean right now on first and second place. Babzify is not too far behind. So let's take a look onto him and see how the Irishman is doing it here. Looking quite nice, Sean. Also with a great fight actually towards DvinJo here. Don't want to hit the penalty sand too much, but also get a good approach. Go very close to the pole and not get yourself any sort of releasing in there. But look at that, DvinJo also with a mistake. So Sean and Babzify, I think the 2 mavericks or the 2 outsiders on this match, actually getting first and second, and a 57.08 is enough to seal the deal on this one and take home the victory. Babzify on second, DvinJo on third, and TMScotsman on last position.
Yeah, unfortunately, Scotsman onto the second checkpoint went right. Well, he did not touch the pillar. He just rolled onto it and went into a barrel roll, which basically sent him down the order. And DvinJo, it looked like a snow slide that completely wrecked his chances. But yeah, Sean and Babzify first and second at the end of this first run as we're moving on to round number 2. This time everybody makes it nice and clear without any issues. And it's Scotty, DvinJo, and Shaw in 1, 2, 3, with Babzify having lost a little bit of ground before checkpoint number 4. He loses a bit of speed as well, manages to clear the jump, but not smooth landing. With then a bit of that time, he's going to lose even more time. 6 tenths down. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Sean, currently sitting in P3. DvinJo leading Scotsman by less than a tenth of a second. It's still looking very, very close at the front here. Oh, Sean going really wide, almost touching the CP. That could have been devastating, but yeah, he's going to lose a ton of time and drop down to half a second down to the 2 leaders. Scotsman, in the meantime, taking the fight to DvinJo in the last 2 sectors, in the last 2 checkpoints of the map. Currently, DvinJo from Emrys looking really, really good. Still keeping the lead within a tenth of Scotsman with just the risky finish. Oh, Scotsy with the inside line, sniping him at the risky finish. 56.392. DvinJo second, Sean and Babzify third and fourth. Great race between Scotty and DvinJo there.
What a nice ending here from Scotty, really going for that attack. So -2 versus -6. The Scottish man is redeeming himself and eventually finishing on first. And so only getting the -2. So good round here from DvinJo and Scotty that shows us that both are capable of doing fast and also adapting their lines of going a bit more risky. Let's go into the next round. Right now, Babzify and DvinJo on third and fourth position. So they are right now behind, but of course we have only played 2 rounds, but it's a spicy match already. Scotty with a bad line, I wanted to say touching the wall, but he was a millimeter off of that, so he will stay or he will still survive this one. Also here going very wide, accumulating so much speed. Look at Scotty zooming away here. Good line there as well, but Sean and DvinJo are not dead yet. Scotty with lower airtime here in this one, also getting a lot of speed here into the left-hander dirt combination. Also good no-slide exit from Scotty, getting a lot of speed. Now the drift is very important. You want a Neo here if you're too far outside it, but Scotty survives it. And we have Sean behind DvinJo on that second place, but look at the speed from Sean. Is he gonna snipe DvinJo? It's not enough. It is 300ths of a second, and DvinJo will eventually get second place. Sean on third, and Scotty with a point 29 in first position. Good ending, and nice no jumps there from TMScotsman.
Yeah, exactly. Scotty getting a really solid round, and the snipe from DvinJo resisting the snipe from Sean. Sean carrying so much more speed on the outside, but did not manage to get to carry the speed all the way through up until the end of the finish of the risky fin jump. So unfortunately for him, it did not pan out, as we have already a mistake from Babzify, who's going to be down the order, down in last place. Checkpoint number 4 coming up. Scotty, DvinJo, and Sean. 1, 2, 3. Scotty releasing a little bit, it seems like, to get a smoother landing, earlier landing into the dirt. Meanwhile, Sean is trying to keep tabs on the two front runners. He gives us a good overview of the battle for the lead right now between Scotty and DvinJo. DvinJo with a bit more of an inside line, while Scotty trying to go for the outside, carrying much more speed at the ending on the second half of this grass part, and still very much wheel to wheel. DvinJo a bit more airtime than Scotty, but still with the excess speed that he carries, he takes the lead with a bit of a sand penalty coming in for Scotsman as well. So he's going to be dropping down to a 10.5 behind DvinJo with the final corners coming up right now with the final risky jump. Is Scotty going to be able to carry more speed? DvinJo lost a lot of speed before that. Sniping at the line! Yes, it is, for less than a 10th. 500th of a second ahead. 0.488 for Scotty, winning ahead of DvinJo, and Shaw in P3 with Babzify not able to reach the finish. He's even at checkpoint 4. He's had a really, really bad round here, the Irishman, unfortunately. But yeah, such a close race. Again, DvinJo, it seems as though it is this very last part with the risky finish where he tends to lose a lot of speed compared to his opponents. And Scotty taking advantage of that for another time.
But dude, Scotty's ending is also so risky there. He goes so close there and just gathering so much speed. But what is important there is that if you exit more to the right, you just get yourself a better approach for the ending. And that's what is Scotty doing. He's doing it 2-in-1, you know, he's going wider, thus having more speed and a better approach for the ending. So Scotty really has understood this map, and that's why he is in that first place right now. But he has made that mistake. Yeah, Scotty now getting casters cursed, and we have Sean and DvinJo on first and second. There was actually Babzify who had some issues here. I'm not sure if he has that again. It looked like that he DC'd. I hope that he is fine, but Sean also not looking too bad in this round. Scotty on third place. Can he go to get ending? No, he cannot. He makes that no slide. Not able to hold or making a neo slide or get into a slide combination there, as DvinJo gets first now. Then we have Sean on second and Scotty after that no slide, and some other mistakes on third place. And where is...
Babzify just reached the finish line. He did not get a DC. In fact, he actually had a really, really tough... first sector. The first 4 checkpoints did not really go well for him. He managed to barely clear the jump at checkpoint 4 on the grass. So, which is that is why we see him down the leaderboard that far, as we're already going to be moving on to map number 2 of this match. Ripple. And this map is going to be Ripple by Kisla.
Yeah, Ripple by Kisla. And if I was recalling it correctly, we haven't seen this map in the first match. Yeah, we haven't seen it. It's a map...
we haven't seen it, exactly.
Or have we seen it? No, we haven't, right? We haven't seen it.
No, we haven't.
Okay, so we have a new map here. Saber has the world record. 1,000 ahead of Pack.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
a 1-minute 6 map. Oh god.
0.957. Like on the 1 minute 10 like author time map, that's really stonking. In terms of the players that are taking part in this match though, it's Scotty the fastest man with a 07.132. Then if we scroll a little bit further down, where are the
DvinJo 10th?
DvinJo 10th, 0.652. Then, let's see, where do we have? Sean, 108.405, and Babzify, 0.418. So, Sean and Babs are the only ones in the 108s, whereas the rest are in the 107s.
Yeah, so you can see this map is, yeah, very tech-heavy, as you can see. Yeah, we have a lot of tech turns here, actually, only tech turns. Only some small grass blocks, or like some short grass blocks being used there, but they're only decoration. So there you can see it. I think that's a map that really favors Scotty. I expect him to perform very well on this one. But never say never. 1 minute 6 of driving. Also the risky finish, where you have to not jump diagonal into the ending. But I think it's not too hard if you get the speed, and you can just decide beforehand if you have the speed in your head that you need to have for that. But good luck to the players. We have this one, the longest map in the map pool, Ripple by Kiesla, and let's go into the first round here and see what the players are doing. DvinJo with a good start, as well as all the other players. No one making that mistake. Scotty already leading here with a considerable amount of speed, coming into checkpoint number 3 just in a second. But DvinJo on second place, he should just drive it safe. We have Sean behind, already 0.5 of a second, make it even more, 0.6. He's losing ground on each checkpoint, so this looks to be a quite resident sleeper match, question mark, on this map. Maybe, but maybe there will be some mistakes happening from Scotty or DvinJo, but Scotty is just cruising here in that first place. DvinJo, however, with a no slide, losing a lot of speed, so he will not get a smooth transition here. So he's a bit behind, 1.4 seconds, but still stays ahead of Babzify. But Sean also has made a mistake, so large gaps here, Tom. Actually, large gaps in that first round, and we will see Scotty winning it here. He's 2 seconds ahead, and only one more left-hander to go before the ending. You can see it here. Good approach from Scotty, and now the jump into the ending, and he will survive it. Yes, he will. A 107.36 is enough, and that's also a good time here. So Scotty with the first place, only getting -2. DvinJo on second, Sean on third, and then we have Babzify doing a wicked flip and gets last place.
Yeah, so driving within 2/10 of his PB there on the first round of competition here on Red Bull with a 0.368 PB, a 0.132 for Scotty, and yeah, another really nicely secured round win here for the Scotsman. In the meantime, we're already starting round number 2. The whole shot at the first checkpoint is going to be in favor of Scotty this time with a 5.682 crossing time. He's got so much more speed, managing to carry the momentum around the outside of the corner. Checkpoint 2 cross, moving on to checkpoint number 3 here with this particular turn, getting the apex on the bottom side. Then 4 Transi drift going inside of the first pole right here. Nicely done. The apex. That's really close there as we're moving on to the next sections of the track. CP5 jump manages to clear it nice and easy. Moving on to the platform part. In the meantime, it seems that, yeah, we got pretty big gaps. 8/10 to Sean and 9/10 to DvinJo, a little bit further behind. It's going to be pretty much a Scotty show here, it seems like, on Ripple. Checkpoint 7 cross, moving on to checkpoint number 8 with that platform drop down a little bit. Well, it's still very much roll, but kind of platform anyway.
Nope.
Moving on to checkpoint number 9, been crossed, then Transi jump into the drift, nicely clip at the apex of checkpoint number 10 here. Moving on to the platform, starting the drift. Oh, he doesn't get the slide there. I don't know if it's actually voluntary, but he doesn't get the slide. He's forced to release, actually. Only having enough speed to do the jump. No, he's forced to actually take the... Oh, what? I can't believe it. For me, like, every time I see, like, a clear speed is like 310, 313. Here he makes it a 295, clips at the girder. I can't believe it. I can't believe that he just juked the risky fin just like that. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Yeah, so DvinJo not deciding to go for the turtle there, getting the -8 there. And with that, he's still on second, but it's quite boring here to watch that. I mean, I think this map can be quite entertaining in the quarterfinals onwards. But the discrepancy on tech, I think, is super large. You can just see that the first corner already. Scotty already 0.15 ahead. That is just great to see. And he right now is leading the race. Also getting so much speed out of that here. That is looking super nice. Sean on second, though. So hopefully he can make something happen and maybe we can have a closer race here. But also the ending for me, you're just mentioning it. The ending feels really weird to observe. Because I don't know if I should go, or if I were to play this map, if I should go for a slide, if I should wait. What should I do? Should I do a neo slide? It would be way too... I won't be overwhelmed with that ending. I won't do it wrong every time, or just differently. Let's say it like that. But let's focus on the round. DvinJo in second place, getting a bit closer towards Scotty, who has maybe released a bit. So just playing a little bit safer. But look at Sean attacking, but had to release just in the apex, which is not good. So he lost a lot of time by just releasing in that moment, but coming a bit closer to DvinJo, though the battle is still not over for that second place. Scotty will win it. He will also survive the risky jump. He has sufficient speed. Also, DvinJo now has it, and a 107.918 is enough to take home the round win. Bear in mind, the world record is 1 second faster by Saber, who has also resubbed. And also, good luck to you in the tournament. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And good time here, 106.95 is a good world record, and 1 second behind that is enough to seal the deal and only get you -2.
Yeah, in the meantime, we see that Babzify has crossed the halfway point towards the at-risk position, shall we say. He's already sitting on 58 points, while Sean has a little bit of a way to actually go through that. And actually, this map is looking pretty good for Sean, even though like he loses the time compared to DvinJo on the second half. The first half is looking pretty good, and I think like DvinJo has made a mistake right now. DvinJo has made a mistake right now, and so he will be down in last place in 3 seconds down on the current leader, that is Scotty, and that is a good opportunity for Sean and even Babzify to try and get themselves back up the pecking order.
Oh, Scotty!
Quite interesting for second place. Scotty going. Where are you going? Where are you going? And that's going to be yielding Sean the lead and potentially his first runway, but he misses the slide. And Babzify, the Irishman, taking the lead with just a few checkpoints to go. What on earth is happening here on this round of Ripple? In the meantime, yeah, Babzify, even though he would not have had the fastest times through there, the mistakes from everyone. Look at Scotty coming back into the mirror. Now he's going to go for the no slide line. He only starts the slide after he exits the platform. Babzify in the lead. Is it going to be enough? But for Scotty, it seems to be good. Yeah, 109.622. That ran, I mean, all kinds of haywire there. Scotty second, DvinJo third, and unfortunately for Sean, he doesn't even capitalize on that. He's lost even more time behind that and finishes in P4.
Yeah, that was a very, very good round here for Babzify, though. So everyone making mistakes, all of a sudden he wasn't first, only getting -2. So that was the reverse jinx, because he was saying he crossed the halfway mark, he needs to step it up, and he did it. He did it. He listened to you. And everyone else gets the red shell. So we still have Scotty leading after getting second place, but DvinJo now already with a mistake again. So he will be out of that one, also not getting a proper slide on this one. So DvinJo with the first mistake in this round. Let's follow Babzify here in this round again, because he gives us a very good overview. He's on third place, just behind Sean and Scotty, who is already miles ahead. 0.5 of a second leading, make it 0.7 actually. 0.6.9, which is also the prize pool, 690 pounds. If you ask me, that's quite a lot for a first competition. And also nice to see that it's getting split amongst not only the top 4, but we see here Sean making a small mistake, not getting a smooth transition, and thus finding himself on that third place, but not too far behind. Babzify going so wide there and has way more speed than Sean here. And you can see how this pays off in the long term here. After he goes into that one, but had to release again. So Sean versus Babzify in this ending section. It will be Scotty on first place, but who's gonna get that second place? Sean with a good approach. Babzify, however, with a more inside line. Sean with more speed, and Sean will overtake Babzify, who's not able to clear the ending jump. And also DvinJo overtakes him here. So Babzify from second to fourth, from -6 to -9 in one jump.
That is really unfortunate for Babzify. I wonder if he was thinking, maybe I could actually have enough time to actually make it through the safe way, but unfortunately he lost third place because of that simple respawn. And yeah, still had a... Well, I guess we could say he had his first round win in the original competition, we could say that. But yeah, that was a really, really zany round that we have. As we're moving up to Forgery, which was the starter map from the previous match by Wizzy.
Yeah, Wizzy has also built a map here, Forgery. Probably the hardest map that we're gonna see now. You have a lot of jumps, a lot of things that can go wrong here, as well as the triangles that you have to pass. I mean, it's not... you can do it. There's a risky line where you can cross the triangle with that freewheel block. But of course, we still have one more warm-up to go. The world record is a 58.322 by GigaChat Pack. Yeah? Okay, we get some GigaChat in the chat. Then there's Wizzy having second world record, so he also looks ready. Boss Bass on the third position. But where's actually Scotty? Scotty's on P8 here, then DvinJo on 10th position. And let's take a look, where are the others here? I also see Sean on P21. And then I see
Babs on P26.
On 26th indeed. Yeah, I just searched for the Irish flag there. So 59.76 for Babzify. 1.4 seconds away from the world record set by Pack 2 days ago. And let's see if he can... repeat that, because we have seen, and that was the trend in the match beforehand, a lot of mistakes on this map. So I think if you just survive and drive self-minute, 1 minute times, and maybe even go for the safe finish every now and then, I think you're fine, and you can maybe even win some rounds here, Tom.
Yeah, exactly. I think, well, the stat is simple. Every single round we've had at least one player who has not reached the finish line. Yep. And a lot of instances it was just players trying to go aimlessly at the risky finish without even having either the correct line or the correct speed. It's now the time that they should not really do anything stupid, because this is not the first map. We're currently already on map 3 into the series, I think. And
Yes.
so we need to actually be considerate of the finishes that they need to actually take in order to keep themselves in the running, especially Babzify currently sitting on the 47 and 61 for Sean, who's also already crossed the halfway point, and DvinJo not far from that halfway point either with 66. In the meantime, DvinJo, as we talk about him, he has had a bit of a blunder at checkpoint number 6, losing a lot of speed, dropping down to P4, allowing Babzify, Sean, and Scotty to move ahead of him. Scotty currently leading by 3/10 ahead of Sean. Sean getting the air time, not even crossing the checkpoint, and that's going to be game over. DvinJo! Oh my god. First round, it's all kicking off already. And that's going to be Scotty with a gap of a second to Babzify, who's going to be cruising the victory, I'm assuming here. Crossing the jump at 240, nicely done. Getting the cross. Oh my god, Babzify. Did Babzify make a mistake? Yeah, he gets respawned. And that's Sean moving up to second place. In the meantime, Scotty, through the risky finish he goes. Is he going to be able to make it? Yes, he makes it first try, thank god. 59.752. In the meantime, who's going to get second? It's going to be Safeway for Sean. DvinJo, risky finish, he makes it. Sean drops down to third. In the meantime, Babzify takes the Safeway and finishes in P4.
Oh, dude, this map is great. 7 seconds, 8 seconds behind second. And DvinJo actually gets that behind first, and he gets second, you know? Oh, man.
I don't have any words. Like, we saw him full stop picking, and then Jesus.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, DvinJo with a flip on second place. Babzify having a little of lags. I hope that he's fine and that he will not DC. But, of course, he can still make something happen. He's at 38 points right now, so his points are really melting away. He should be aware of that. He can be finalist just in some rounds. If he loses them, so on the next map, if he also just finishes every round, he can just avoid finalist by a hair if he only gets last position. Though Scotty leading, DvinJo on second, and then we have Sean on that third position, but getting a good line, but oversteers a little bit. So DvinJo with a tiny tad more exit speed, but Sean with a better line over that section. Now the free report coming up where you want to minimize steering as much as possible, then go for the triangle line as well. Sean, beautiful execution. So with the ending, who is the decider here? Scotty, DvinJo, and then Sean into the checkpoint 1, 2, and 3. But the ending will be very decisive. Scotty makes it, DvinJo makes it, Sean makes it. Everyone survives the ending, and I think that's the first time that we're gonna see that in this case. And also Babzify with a 106 in fourth position. So last round, a 106 would have been enough to get yourself second place.
Well, actually, yeah. Well, actually, Babzify crossed the finish line as well in the previous round. So yeah, we are at we are on 2 consecutive rounds of all players reaching the finish line here on Forgery. So that's a new track record, I guess, for this particular map from Wizzy. In the meantime, the round has already started. Babzify taking the whole shot, but it was only just a fluke or like a hero effort, because then at the front we see the usual suspects, DvinJo and Scotty battling for first place, then Babzify and Sean battling for third. Although Scotty with a slower exit from the dirt part compared to DvinJo, allowing DvinJo from Emery's to take the first place, take the lead, and Scotty laces up his entry into the dirt. He's going to be dropped in on last, and that's going to be promoting Sean and Babs to second and third respectively. Sean managing to keep ground contact with the road at all times, unlike round 1, and DvinJo having a slow entry to the dirt. Sean moving up into the lead, but he's going to have a really tough fight ahead of him with DvinJo now, as he gets airtime just before the bumper block. And that's good. Well, bumper block. The sausage road block, should I say, rather. He managed to clear the jump barely, but DvinJo now has a clear road ahead of him. And Babzify now is a contender for second place. Will be all down to the finish with a risky finish coming up. Sean trying to get a bit more speed. DvinJo and Sean going for the safe. Going for the risky finish, taking it. And the Irishman takes the round in a 101.344. DvinJo and Sean second and third. Scotty in P4. I wonder why they did not go for the risky fin. Did they feel like they didn't have the speed or the line? I don't know. But so, yeah, that's going to be the golden opportunity for Babzify.
Babzify was just committing to it, and DvinJo, I think, was distracted by the mistake that he has done beforehand, and also the mistake that he's doing in this round, because we already see a mistake from DvinJo. From the get-go, you know, he has made a mistake in that first corner. So DvinJo throwing for skins, 48 points, and then 37 between DvinJo and Sean. So DvinJo losing a bit of ground here towards Sean, who is putting up a great race. But Babzify also now with a mistake that is quite unfortunate. Scotty and Sean now in first and second. DvinJo capitalizing from that mistake from Babzify. But, you know, it's all about committing to the ending, and I think DvinJo didn't have the best line on that last turn, or in that second last turn, and thus he maybe thought, okay, I don't have the speed, so he overthought it and he didn't go for it. That's why he lost 4 more points compared to Babzify, who has sniped away that first position. But look at that, Scotty is going to Narnia here. He wants to visit some of his friends, but also DvinJo now with another mistake. What is happening here again? Sean all of a sudden in first. Will DvinJo survive that ending jump? Now he's going for it. Sean will survive it again. Great ending jump by the leader. DvinJo on second, Babzify on third, and Scotty throwing for skins here, but a 101.22 is not really a good winning time here, Tom. That is not a good time, but it's sufficient.
Yeah, it's enough. I mean, we're definitely seeing that it is enough to actually get the win. But that round win from Sean versus DvinJo has definitely got himself back in the fight. He's now, well, he's still around 7 points behind DvinJo, but he gets himself closer and closer to a potential fight for a spot in the quarterfinals coming up later on. In the meantime, it is DvinJo getting the best out of anyone, and we have a mistake from Shaw. As we were talking about him, the caster curse hits him, unfortunately, and he will be down in last place, 2 seconds down on the leader, currently DvinJo. Scotty in second position at 10.5 to 2/10 behind DvinJo into the dirt part. DvinJo managing to get a really nice close exit to the wall. Moving on to checkpoint number 9. No airtime, everybody getting ground contact. Babzify is currently sitting in, albeit a bit further down than he would like to be, and losing a lot of speed into the second dirt part, allowing Sean to come back in. But DvinJo and Scotty still unchanged. First and second here. Let's hope that Scotty manages to keep his line in check. Yes, he is. Triangle line for DvinJo, nicely executed. Now moving on to the final corner, the final risky fin jump here. Are they going to be committing for it or safe way? It seems as though they're committing for it, but Scotty goes too wide, and DvinJo wins with a .439. And in the meantime, well, it seems as though he had enough of an advantage to go for a second time. What happened to Babzify and Sean? Well, Sean going for the safe way, Babzify a bit further down. But yeah, DvinJo getting a round win here on Forgery, whilst Scotty, well, I guess it's more damage limitation at this point for Scotty, who has a pretty solid buffer to play with.
Yeah, dude, this map is so good. It's so nice, but now we have Erudite as the next map that will be played from Zags. So we have 5 rounds on this one, and it could already be the decider. We have no one who is finalist yet, but 26 points for Babzify. It's 11 points for Babzify and 26 points for Sean. Then we have 40 points for DvinJo and 65 for Scotty. So you see a clear tendency where the match is going. And let's take a look how this is developing on this one. So, of course, reverse cup mode with this points repartition is kind of... it's hard because, you know, -2 for first and then you say, okay, -6 for second. It doesn't feel like a second place for me. But I think still the best player wins, and you have to avoid getting last. So that's still very nice. But I would have dealt this one a bit, or I would have dealt with this one a little bit differently. But of course, you also have now the more points that you start with. So eventually, the best 2 players will be in the next round, or maybe the best 2 players in 1 round, because everything went down to 1 round anyway, where we had that double final situation in that first set of round of 32 matches beforehand. But hey, let's focus on this one. It's the map from Zags. The ending doesn't look so hard. And let's see who makes it this time around and what times we're gonna see here. World record is a 56.94 by Saber. So he is 1.17 ahead of Boss Best, who has a second world record on this map.
Yeah, exactly. Scotty, the fastest man in this match with a 57.402. DvinJo in P12 with a 57.544. Then Sean with a 57.925. And as for Babzify, he sits with a 58.098. Babs being the only man in the 58 range.
Indeed. So let's go into the first round. Take it over, Tom. I talked too much in the warm-up.
First round, whole shot for Sean, but he has had a lot of speed loss, and he managed DvinJo going for the triangle line with a jump, going for the CP lead, but then we see Scotty getting back at him and going back within the wheels of DvinJo right now. So it's a really tough battle for first place right now. Babzify in third, half a second down. Well, actually, he was half a second down, but he must have presumably made a mistake. Yeah, there he is. Sean moving up to third, and in the meantime, still in the lead. Very much a tooth and nail battle between DvinJo and Scotty, as we only have like a few checkpoints to go now. Just 3 checkpoints to go, around 20 seconds worth of playing the map left. I'm imagining right now, yeah, 40 seconds right now at the split in checkpoint 9. Scotty taking the advantage sizably here over DvinJo by around 0.3 of a second, with just the final section, the final jumps to go. Jump onto the dirt right here. It should be good enough, and then the jump into the finish. Make sure to get enough speed to clear that, and that's enough for Scotty. 57.828 for Scotty, who wins ahead of DvinJo, Sean, and Babzify. Babzify just within 2 points now of being at risk.
Yeah, 2 points, so literally only one, even in first place, would be sufficient for him to just downgrade himself into the finest mode. And finest mode, you don't want to lose a round, or you cannot afford to lose a round, else you are eliminated. But 67 seconds would have been the time, the second place time on the previous map, where we've seen a lot of mistakes in that first round, in that chaotic first round, in the carnage round. But let's focus on this one. This map is actually looking quite nice. I really like this one. Difficulty not being too hard, grass and also tech-styled. Really cool to see that, but once you make a mistake, it really snowballs up. You can see Sean making that mistake and not grabbing himself the proper gear in the turn, so he gears up in a slide, and this is not how you want to do it, because then you lose a lot of speed. As we see Scotty right now on first place, DvinJo on second, and Babzify on third, just ahead of Sean here, who has made a small mistake. So Babzify is capitalizing from that. And who's gonna get that first position? Scotty looking very good in this round, and he will make it. DvinJo clipping the checkpoint arch and not making it to the checkpoint, so he is throwing for skins and getting himself that juicy -9 points. And with that, Sean is coming a bit closer towards him. DvinJo actually going for the safe route. Smart decision. But it's not over till it's over. So Babzify now finalist. Good luck towards him. I hope that he will not go out in the first round.
Yeah, we are moving on to, well, it's technically round number 3 now of
first
but yeah, the first round as at risk here for Babzify, who did go for the safe way as well, just like DvinJo did. And you can see Sean, Babs, and DvinJo going for that jump route. But in the end, it kind of compromises their line for the next sequence of corners, it seems like, as Scotty, with so much more speed, takes the lead away from DvinJo and Sean and tries to stretch the gap already. He's already around a 10.5 to 2 tenths ahead of Sean. Babzify moving up to P3 as DvinJo has had a pretty slow midsection there. And yeah, Scotty continuing to stretch his advantage. 8 tenths now ahead of Sean and DvinJo. DvinJo coming back into the wheels of Sean, but really briefly here, and Babs dangling the nose slide, hitting the wall, so the Irishman's going to be out of the running here for this round. Scotty slowing down dramatically here. Sean missing the slide, and he falls out the map. DvinJo promoted up to second place just like this. In the meantime, it's going to be Scotty in the lead, DvinJo second, and Babs in third is going to be not last, but Scotty misses the jump. What's happening here? DvinJo will get the round win. Babzify in second position will cross the line and remain in contention. Meanwhile, where's Scotty at? Scotty has crossed the line with -9 points. Sean within 4 points of being at risk right now.
Yeah, that was a very, very messy round. But Sean now, -8 as well. 4 points, a second place, and he will be in reverse finals. DvinJo at 23 points, capitalizing from that. So a very messy round again. It seems that you're just casting those messy rounds over and over again. But let's go into the next round, into round number 4 on the map from Zags. Let's see if we find a loser in this one, or if there will be a double final situation coming into the next round. Right now, Sean has a good start. Babzify is a bit behind, so he looks really to be in danger. His tournament life is on the line, but look at that. We see a mistake from DvinJo, who is now on last place, so Babzify just has to save it. That is now the different mechanic in this kind of format. Babzify just has to survive. Didn't get a lot of speed though, so it is actually DvinJo who's coming closer. Let's follow DvinJo, who has a bit more speed than Babzify in this one. Babzify can save it though, but not too much, and DvinJo is coming a bit closer. Sean also not too far ahead of him. Babzify looking good to survive this one, and he could have a double final situation coming into the next round. Babzify, however, with a save line, and it is DvinJo on 4 thousandths of a second, because he went for the... Oh my god, no way.
I feel like I also feel like he had the speed. He could have gone there. That's painful. That's really painful right now for Babs being eliminated. He could have gone for a double finalist and at least finished third. But yeah, it is not. Now it is Sean. He needs to pull something special now. Batman. He needs to really pull something special to actually deny DvinJo pretty hard and get himself in contention for another spot in the quarterfinals. DvinJo getting the fastest start out of anyone so far at the beginning of this round. Already a 10.5 ahead of Sean, and Scotty, one of the front runners here, is already out of the running, and so he's going to be potentially the best friend of Sean here, as he will allow the Englishman to actually avoid getting last. Oh, here we go. Now he catches up at checkpoint 7 and passes him for second position, and now Sean is really up against the wall now. He needs something to happen to DvinJo for him to continue being a force to be reckoned with, but he's super slow into the dirt uphill at checkpoint 9. and that is going to be sealing the fate of this round. It should be good enough for DvinJo and Scotty as long as they are able to reach the finish, because yeah, we've seen plenty of shenanigans in the last few rounds here for both DvinJo and Scotty, but that should be more than good enough. And ladies and gentlemen, DvinJo winning the round with a 58.398, Scotty second, and Shaw with that third place gets eliminated from the tournament alongside Babzify, and DvinJo and Scotty move on to the quarterfinals.
So, quite expected, but definitely a great match from Sean and also from Babzify, winning some rounds. He could have actually made it, but this one round, unfortunately, where he went, where it was almost enough for him to snipe it away, but unfortunately 4,000ths of him being in the next round and elimination. So he's unfortunately out. Babzify takes third place in this match. Sean takes fourth, I mean. And then let's see if we play for second place, if DvinJo and Scotty will fight it out, or if they're just gonna leave it like that. Let's take a look. They're actually gonna play it out here. Interesting. So we're gonna see Fallen coming into play. Scotty versus DvinJo. 44 and 13 points. So no one of them being finalists just yet. And we're just gonna play that for the seeding, because that also matters. Because who gets second place against two first-seeded players, and who is first place only against one first-seeded player. So it's quite important if you get that first or second place, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. In terms of times, so Jono world record. Well, no, it's not Jono. It's I think it is. We do have the old version of the leaderboard that I was looking for, so I'm gonna have to get back in there.
It's Wizzy, I think.
Yeah, no. The world record for Fallen apparently is Pack, so 52.905. The fastest man of that confrontation is Scotty with a 53.149. DvinJo has a 0.248 as best time, so it could still be relatively close on ultimate pace. But remember, we're still running a bit slower in match than just pure hunting. So we'll have to see. We'll really have to see. And of course, everything can happen in Trackmania. It usually does, as I like to say it. So there you go.
Everything can and will happen in Trackmania, indeed. So good luck to the players. Let's see who survives it and who will take that first place. So Pack we just didn't play it out. Why did we actually not play it out in the first match? Why wasn't that the case? Well, let's go into the first round.
Mainly because it is a Pack being a Geek chat, and that's kind of settling it for us. One way or another. But yeah, let's get stuck into the round, shall we? And I'll let you do it, Kai.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's see how this works out. Scotty almost touching the wall there, but he stays alive. DvinJo on first, so we have a good round on our hands here. No mistake has been done, but Scotty so close to the wall again. Almost touches it there, but also DvinJo with a better approach and a better entering into the turn. But look at that, one tech turn and Scotty into the lead. But just when I say that, he makes that mistake and touches the wall. So Scotty's points will just melt with that round. Let's actually see how many points they will lose, because now we have a different dynamic. Will it be 2 and 6 again, or will it be maybe some more, because I just tried to adjust it when I did the reverse Cupmode. But DvinJo will of course get the -2. How many minus points will Scotty get? Probably also -6, because then the format makes a lot of sense, because they just then thought about not swapping it and just continuously using it. But of course with that, the round will take a bit longer, but 38 and 11 points for Scotty and DvinJo respectively. And let's go into round number 2 on Fallen.
Yeah, as we said, Scotty has a bit of a buffer to play with. He's got 38 points until he reaches the risky position, whilst DvinJo can't really afford to really mess up even like one single round, because he would put himself on 5 points if he were to actually finish second. But yeah, let's hope that small blunder for Scotty is not going to affect the performance too much on Fallen, as we're moving already halfway through the map. And DvinJo with a much lower line, a much more speed carrying through, takes the lead into checkpoint number 5 onto the tech section. Scotty managing to get through the turn, more speed, he's forced to release, managing to avoid the wall by just a few pixels. And that's going to be DvinJo still in the lead, but much more speed at the exit of that turn before the negative camber grass for Scotty, who takes the lead with just 1 checkpoint to go. And the final corner, the dirt jump into the risky finish, but he's got less speed coming into that particular section. DvinJo to the line! It's going to be Scotty for 200. So 0.708 versus 0.728. Great race between the two. And now DvinJo down on 5 points. He needs to win if he wants to avoid that at-risk status at the end of the next round.
Yeah, good round between them. So Scotty still at 36 points, but it's not over yet. Of course, DvinJo, of course, if he is in finals, he still has to lose, or if he's out, or if he's second in this case, still has to lose 1 round to seal that second place. So he can still make it. But of course, -6 points versus -2. It would have been a huge round to win for him, but maybe he can do it now. Let's go into the next one. Scotty with a good start again. DvinJo with a wider approach, so we will have a better apex on this one and also a bit more speed. So good line from DvinJo. Great to see that he is just thinking about that one quite nicely as Scotty goes for a wider approach here again. Has a better apex and more speed, but it will be very close in the ending. 200ths of a second between the players. Scotty with a great approach. DvinJo with a tiny tad more speed, but now it will be on the ending. DvinJo sliding a bit too much and clipping the hole, so he will be out and Scotty will take it. And we have another finalist, this time for the second place. DvinJo down to finalist mode. Scotty takes it with a 53.482. Also a great time. DvinJo with -6, now in finalist.
Within 3/10 of his personal best. And I gotta say, that section between checkpoint 5 and checkpoint 7, the tech section before the ending of the track, is really where Scotty shines. Just that, that small corners of that small section of 5-6 tech corners is really where he's able to really catch up a lot of time compared to DvinJo. So this is where DvinJo kind of like thinks, okay, he's already kind of smoking me in that particular section. I need to build a bigger gap and take the lead. But that's not going to be the case. I think he barely touched the outside of the wall. That didn't have too much speed, but that's enough to do enough damage. 4/10 lost in that whole affair by DvinJo compared to Scotty halfway through the map. Now half a second ahead. Scotty has got this under control. Checkpoint 5, here we go with that tech section here. Nice apex from Scotty. Manages to get it nice and wide on the exit. Not too wide, manages to keep it on the purple border. Managing to avoid the inside wall on the exit of checkpoint number 7. And here we go. That should be good enough for Scotty, who will take the first seed and thus have a better matchup in the quarterfinals, we'd assume, with that particular matchup. 0.414, the ending time versus DvinJo. Scotty wins ahead of DvinJo.
Yeah, kind of deserved after also playing a very, very consistent match. Scotty takes home the first seed. DvinJo still makes it, but only on P number 2. Then we have Babzify and Sean, unfortunately being eliminated, but they also brought up a great fight. But that was also a good match. It had everything. It had very chaotic rounds, but at the end you could really see the pace, you know, Scotty being only 0.5 away from the world record here eventually. So he seems to be ready, the Scottish man. Then DvinJo also maybe a bit shaky in some rounds, but still able to make it. I hope he can find it or can find himself in the zone in the next set of matches in the quarterfinal, because he can be fast. He can be very fast.
Yeah, he can be fast, but you know, you mentioned that we had chaotic rounds. You know what's good with chaotic rounds? It's content. Free content.
It's free real estate. So we will be back in 10 minutes with the quarterfinals coming up. I will inform you in chat what quarterfinal we're going to cast. And yeah, I'll see you around, guys.